What's up, internet boys and girls? My name is TJ Sloan, and on this fine week, I learned that retro games are pretty rad. Just as a disclaimer for anyone that's like stalking me online and knows everything that I do, this is technically what I learned last week, but I had the Black Plague and I was on death's door, so that was kind of taking up all my time. So anytime I talk to people about classic games, they always talk about Mario or Zelda, you know, the guy with the sword that saves the princess. See, I never had a Nintendo system. I never had a Nintendo 64 or Super Nintendo or the original NES, nothing like that. My first gaming system was a Sega Genesis. The very first video game I remember playing was Sonic the Hedgehog. After Sega Genesis, I had a PlayStation 1, and then PlayStation 2, 3, so on, so classics for me are Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. So anytime people talk about old classic retro games, I have a hard time relating because I never got to play Mario, I never got to play Zelda. I don't get it. Well, as of this week, last week, but whatever, I am now the proud owner of a modded Nintendo Wii. Yes, question in the back? Yes, modded Nintendo Wii is a Nintendo Wii that has been essentially jailbroken, so that way it has all the old classic games on it. Yeah, I'm talking the original Mario Brothers, Mario Party, all the old Zelda games, anything that was on the NES, the Nintendo 64, and I believe it has some GameCube games on it. I now own all of those in a digital format. I'm actually really excited for this because now I get to experience all these old classic retro games that people are always talking about. Shout out to Game Over in Toledo, Ohio. It's a local video game shop that just got started. They do buy, sell, trade of pretty much all games. They're the ones that sold me the modded Wii, so I have them to thank for getting to experience all this. Over the past week, I have been hardcore going at the OG Mario. Or was it Super Mario Land? I don't know. It's one that you get Yoshi for the first time. Just bear with me, okay? I'm learning. I'm sorry I'm new. Over the past week, I have been playing the crap out of this old Mario game. And let me tell you, old video games are really, really hard. Old video games had no tutorials whatsoever. They barely even had a storyline. You kind of just started the game. There was no explanation on controls, you had no idea what your abilities were, or most of the time even what your goal was. You were just there, trying not to die. I think what makes old video games so tough is that they are unforgiving as hell. If you get hit once, you're probably dead. Depending on what video game you're playing, you're probably dead. Now, it's probably because I'm new, but when people say that old video games were predictable, I have to disagree. Anytime I walk into a room or a new space, I have no idea what to expect. Enemies kind of just do whatever they want to. The past week of my life has been so much trial and error. Especially when it comes to playing the old Mario games, half the time I'm like, Mario, do you even want to save Peach? Because you're not trying that hard. Or take Yoshi for example. Mario finds a dinosaur. A living, breathing dinosaur that lets him ride it. Half the time, he throws the thing over a cliff or lets the thing get bit so that way he can get out alive. I don't know, I'm just saying, I think Mario's a little selfish. And what are these enemies? There's no explanation whatsoever. The first enemy I came in contact with in Mario looks like the poop emoji with legs. But as hard as these old Mario games are, I have to say, they are addicting. I'm not sure if I've had hours pass me so quickly in a video game before. I would love to say that with all the hours that I put into these old Mario games that I'm getting some sort of reward, but honestly I have not gotten that far in any of them. Every time you die, you want to play again because you think I can get a little bit further, I can do a little bit better than I did last time. And I think that's what makes these games so addicting. I think it's funny because now you see app games taking advantage of this as well. Games like, dare I say, Flappy Bird, where the goal is to do better than yourself. I don't think one time I have stopped playing Mario thinking, that was good, I made a lot of progress today. I think every single time that I have stopped playing Mario, it's been, this game pisses me off. I'm not playing this. I'm not playing this game ever again. This is stupid. This is a stupid game made by stupid people and played by idiots. Okay, maybe one more try. I'm also really stoked to start playing the Legend of Zelda games. I have a lot of friends that are really big fans of the entire series, and although I respect the series, I've never got to experience it myself, so I never really was able to connect with that feeling that people would get when they would talk about Zelda. As much as these old games have been really fun to play and experience, I don't think they're ever going to replace modern games for me, because personally, I'm a modernist. I want to play what's fresh, what's new. I want those better graphics. I want those better storylines, the cleaner voice acting, all that kinds of stuff. My hope is that I can get a capture card that works with the system so I can either record or stream some of this for you guys. I'm already on Twitch all the time. Self-promotion for a minute because I'm on Twitch just as much as I'm on YouTube. You guys can check me out there. If you would like to, you can check out my channel. It's pyrotaz_3. Hopefully I get better at these old games in time, and hopefully I get to actually be able to understand what people are talking about when they talk about classic Nintendo games. Hopefully I don't throw my Wii out a window. Ew. Don't look at me. So, what classic video games did you play as a kid? Which ones were your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, I always want to know what you guys learned this week, so tweet at me at pyrotaz_3, use the hashtag TWIL. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, I love you guys, and don't forget, bananas are best eaten when they've got just a few brown spots on the outside. I'll catch you next time. You get sick, and then you just think about all the times that you weren't sick and how you took them for granted. Look at them out there, living their lives, healthy, frolicking in the fields. I used to be one of them.